Hey everybody, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to all the veterans. It's Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Recently, my parents were going through a number of items that they had stored up, and they were like, they found some things that were really interesting that my grandfather had saved, and they brought that over and showed me, and I want to show you today since it's Veterans Day. It's kind of interesting. I love history, as you know. I talk about it all the time on my channel. This was put out by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch in 1940. This is a newspaper from 1940. Italy declares war on Allies. Battle moves closer to Paris. Back in 1940. Really interesting piece of history there. And then what's even cooler than that is this one was 1945. May 7th, I believe. May 7th, 1945. Victory. Germany surrenders. Official announcement at 8 a.m. tomorrow. War with Japan now our big job. And I carefully flipped through this once, and it's got some really cool stuff in here. I don't want to show you on camera, but it's really cool maps and things like that, and how now the effort has to be moved over to Japan, and how they did that, and how they started moving with troops out of Europe through Japan, or to Japan, going both east and west in different directions, trying to get troops there as quickly as possible so that they could prepare for the invasion of the island of Japan. Anyway, really cool piece of history, and I thought I'd share that with you today since it is Veterans Day. Again, thank you, veterans, for your service. I was in the military for one enlistment. Here's actually a picture of me after a 2-mile PT run. I was in the infantry. Most days you went on a 2-mile run. So some days they got ambitious and took you on a 5-mile run. The longest run I ever did was like an 8-mile run. And that was in basic training, and I wanted to die. I hated it. I hated running. And I was stationed most of my enlistment in Baumholder, Germany, and they have some really big hills there. It's not fun to run there at all. You're high elevation, which means that it's just the air is thinner. It's not fun to run. And this is why I carry a Glock, because I'm not running anymore. If you see me running, it's because I'm out of ammo. Okay, I'm not running anymore. It's just not gonna run. That's why I have that Glock, because I'm not running. Anyway, so yeah, that was my time in the service. Look at me as a young man, having no idea what the world has in store for you. Anyway, so I thought, because of that, since I showed you a PT physical training picture after what we looked like in the morning after a run, I thought I'd share with you a PT funny Army story. And so this was cool. This was the story takes place back in basic training. Went to Fort Benning, Georgia. 258 House of Pain was my unit there for basic training, and at Fort Benning, Georgia. Anyway, Drill Sergeant Sutton was the guy who was my drill instructor. And by the end of your training, the drill sergeants have lightened up a bit. You know, you've earned their respect, and they've put you through complete and total hell. And this was back when drill sergeants could still actually physically deal with you and haze you, and when they could scream at you and curse at you. I just saw recently a news article that the Pentagon is now getting away with all drill sergeants. You're not even allowed to scream or raise your voice at these new recruits, these softies, these guys who just don't want to have their feels hurt. A drill sergeant is no longer allowed to yell at new recruits. I saw that recently. It just boggles my mind. I don't know what kind of soldiers you're going to be. Listen, a soldier is supposed to be able to be trained enough to be able to kill and break things. That is their job. And if you can't turn them into hardened men, you're not going to be able to destroy and break things. They're just not going to be able to do it. Anyway, all that aside, this is more of a light, funny story. Basic training, again, the drill sergeants by the end of your training have lightened up, and they're more open to being, friends with you at this point, because they have already taken you through hell and back. Anyway, the drill sergeant Drill Sergeant Sutton says, you guys, on your last day of basic training, you guys can do anything you want. We've already had graduation. We're ready to go. We're ready to send off to AIT. You can do anything you want for your last PT session. For your last day of PT, you guys get to choose what you want to do. You can do anything you want. And we were like, anything? Can we do anything we want? And he says, anything you want, you pick. I'm going to let you guys choose what you guys want to do for PT. Now, there was definitely harder days and easier days at PT, and so we had some options of things we would normally do anyway. But yours truly, suggested that perhaps, maybe, wouldn't it be cool? Because it has to be something physical. You have to, he says, the one caveat is you have to choose something physical. You have to actually get up and do something. You can't just sit there. Well, I'm like, okay, what's something we could do that actually is physical, but we can still sit there? Because I don't want to run. I had already hurt my ankle in basic training. I had sprained my ankle really bad. I still have a 10% disability on my ankle. I am technically a disabled veteran. I had heard it there, and I heard it later when I finally got to my unit, I heard it again. So I'm not big on running. This is, again, why I carry a Glock. Because if you see me running, I'm out of ammo. So anything you want to do, Zach, or you guys, you can do whatever you want to do. Well, yours truly spoke up and says, hey, why don't we play Duck, Duck, Goose? Everyone loved the idea. Yeah, we can do it. He made it clear we can do anything we want. Duck, Duck, Goose. So for our last PT session in Infantry Basic at Fort Benning, Georgia, probably the only company that has ever done this, we did for PT, Duck, Duck, Goose. I guarantee you that's never been done at Fort Benning, ever. Especially in basic training PT. But that's what we did. We all got in a big circle, and the drill sergeants were standing off, at the other side of the field talking amongst themselves, and they were looking at us like, what in the world are they doing? And sure enough, very quickly, it became very apparent what we were doing because we all got in a circle, and we nominated some guy to start, and he went around, duck, 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 Goose. And he ran, the other guy got up and tried to chase him around, and the drill sergeants were on the other side of the field, and you could see they were just rolling. They were just absolutely cracking up because they saw, hey, he's like, I told you could do whatever you wanted. And sure enough, it's physical activity. Technically, you're playing Duck, Duck, Goose. So that's what we did. And that was our last PT session at Fort Benning, Georgia, home of the infantry. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys today. Funny story. But if you have a funny story for your Army, it's not too long, you can post it in the comments below. If you were in the military, again, thank you for your service. You can put where you were stationed at in the comments below, or where you did basic training at. That'd be a good one. Show me where you did basic training. If you did Fort Benning, let me know. If you were Fort Sill, Fort Leonard Wood, lots of basic training. If you were in the Marine Corps, you probably at Paris Island or 29 Palms. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. I'd love to hear. I went to a Naval Academy for high school. I actually did a week's up at Great Lakes. So if you were in the Navy and you went to Great Lakes, I have been there too. Yes, I went to a Naval Academy back when high school was still, military schools were still military schools. Cleveland Junior ROTC, Cleveland Junior Naval Academy, downtown St. Louis. It's closed now because a bunch of liberals in St. Louis closed it down. But every year they would send the freshman students to Great Lakes Naval Training Center, and they would put them through the gas chamber. Try doing that. Try seeing a high school do that to kids today, freshmen. Oh no, we are so weak. We are so pansified. This country is in big, big trouble. But see, the country used to know how to raise men. And that's what, and even I'm a far cry from what these men went through and what these men did. This was the greatest generation, and we are a far cry from the men that America produced after the Depression and sent to war back then. Oh, can you imagine a high school today sending freshmen to Great Lakes Naval Training Center and putting them in through the gas chamber? If you don't know what the gas chamber is, Yeah, Google it. All right, guys, be sure to check out our sponsor for this video, Genesis Gold Group. Link in the description below. If you have an IRA or if you have a 401k and you are looking at the economy and you're like, oh my gosh, we are in trouble, because yeah, we are in trouble for all the reasons I just talked about. You want to get your money into savings in a place where it's not going to inflate away. While there's really, in my opinion, only one safe place today. So Genesis Gold Group can help you. Link in the description below. Please check them out and follow up with them. People ask me all the time, hey Zach, how can I prepare financially? I am not a financial planner. I can tell you what I would do, and I have before on this channel, but I would recommend these guys. These are the guys you want to go to be able to get that job done for you. Okay, leave it at that. Hey guys, check out our merchandise over at teespring.com. Links in the description below. You too also can get the Stupid Should Hurt shirt. We are about to go through a lot of hurt because we are a country that is completely and utterly stupid today. And thus the shirt. Our bestseller over at teespring.com. Check it out. All right, guys. See you next time in the Homestead. Bye.
Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.